Okay, I'm going to walk you guys through a typical day at the shop, a prep, polish, and ceramic coat on a Honda Accord. Right here I'm using Built & Hammer touchless to really start breaking down the road grime, especially the bug guts and everything. Just really start chipping away at the block here. Using something a little stronger in the wheel wells. You know, the more time you spend in the beginning, I used to wash cars once and think, okay, I'm ready for polishing. You got to go around these things 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and the more time you spend here, the better the outcome. This is what will really make it look game tight at the end and make everything look proper. So right here you can see there's still a lot of, there's some hydrophobic still. So let's start chipping away at that, get that out of the equation. When we go to polish, we don't want anything really messing with that process. You can already see the water grabbing more. So we're making progress in getting this exterior prepped for the polishing. I like to go in right here with a wheel acid, and I like the emblems and everything. They get this brown that really shows up on the white cars. Really start chipping away at that and get everything super, super clean. And no, the acid won't hurt anything back there. Even the little lens for the backup camera, I had taped off that. Going in with the iron, and even with the iron remover, you're gonna have to use a clay bar. This is just to kind of chip away at it, get all the nooks and crannies and you might not be able to get the clay bar in, and just the overall clean of the vehicle. So even after all that, we're gonna foam it again. We're gonna go in with the clay, and this is really gonna get the iron out. This is really what's gonna get the iron out. The iron cleaner is just to assist in all the areas you might not be able to get to with the clay. As you can see, it's heavily packed, and this thing just had a ton of iron. So every car is unique. It comes in, I assess it, and this one really bad. So I'm getting all the nooks and crannies, and right here is under the mirror, and that's that brown staining I'm talking about. On white cars, on any car you can't leave it, but on a white car you got to get all that brown off there. So I spend a lot of extra time during this process to get it as detailed as I can before I even touch the polisher. Look at this. This is after like the third time foaming the car down. I was still pulling dirt out of it. So yeah, when you detail every day, it helps to stand like that. It really does help to stand with your back facing towards the car. And when I'm doing the brushing right here, I like to go up, because everyone gets the down part when you're standing looking down. Of course you're going to get that. You go to a lot of people who have detailed the car and you look up through that area and you'll see where they miss. So I always hold the brush at an angle, and you can see right here, look how clean the edges are getting now with the wheel acid and the brush, and just getting all the edges really nice. Now the water is laying really, really flat and is getting closer to polishing. But wait, this is what I've learned over the years. You got to keep going on the wash. You can't do it too many times. Just really get everything. I mean, look at that. That's that brown I'm talking about. Really get all this cleaned up here. And especially this gasket. And this is dangerous to put the pressure washer like that, but you got to pick your battles, you know? Now, time to dry it. Get all that water off there, especially when it comes time to coat. You don't want any water interfering. So I go in with the air and really just blow everything out. Get all the water in the common areas that will drip, get it all out of there. Now I'm masking everything up. Don't want any polish on any of this rubber. Especially right here, people leave those exposed a lot. Not a good idea. Tape them up and do it the right way. Now here on the left, the right side of the body panel, nice and sharp. On the left, it's scattered. See the light scattering? On the right, So that was a little test spot I did. Now I'm going to knock out the rest of the hood. I'm using a microfiber polishing pad, decent pressure, and a finishing polish. And my logic behind it is I like the microfiber to help cut a little bit. Now, I like doing it with the lights off to really make sure I can see the correction. Very hard on white cars without the right lighting, and this is a very good lighting to see how the polish is interacting. And the microfiber polishing pad gives me a little bit more bite, a little bit more cleaning power, but it can finish off real nice. So right here, going through and cleaning stuff like that up. Foam pad, I don't know if it would clean it up as well or as fast. That one scratch right there is through and through, so we're going to leave it. All that cleaned up. Now a cool thing right here with the DA, there's an outside ring and an inside ring. If you can see that, the inside is what you want to aim for to do the cutting. So I'm right up against that edge on the light, knocking out the hood. Getting everything nice and game tight on all the edges. Yeah, the pillars are looking a lot better. They were smoked. They were really, really bad. Kind of clean up this glass here. Had a bunch of water spots on there. Those are little things that really, even though it's a ceramic coating job, getting the glass and everything, just getting everything game tight brings it all together at the end. I'm using a foam pad on the plastics. Seem to contour a little bit better. And as you can see, still water coming out of these rims. Just got to take them off, clean them. That's the right way to do it. No matter how much you clean a rim, you take it off, you'll realize there's more to be cleaned. So going in here right here with a very safe foam cleaner. These particular rims have a little bit of clear coated metal right here. Even though it's clear coated, that type of clear coat, I don't know why, from my experience, is very hypersensitive to acids. And if someone else before you had to use an acid, on these type of rims, I don't use the acid on those ones. And going in with the Gyeon rim coating. I like to put it on pretty heavy in the barrel. Like on these ones, I probably won't even wipe the barrel out. I'll just leave it on nice and thick and doing the face of it. And that one I'll buff off. So going in with some prep. This particular prep from Art to Shine really has a long working time. Only ones I'll use is Gyeon or the Art to Shine. And it has a long working time. So it really allows you to give the paint and everything a really good wipe down. And just make sure you have all that polishing oil off 100%. That's what you want, 100% clean. Like, you cannot spend enough time on that. I spent a lot of time going around the car. And now, putting on the coating, take your time and make sure you don't miss any spots. This particular one is the part 2, the type 2, and you can actually leave it on the car for about 30 minutes before you wipe it off, depending on the temperature. And there you go. That's how a white car should look. It is protected with the Gyeon Type 2 base and top coat. And this is Gyeon's Pro Level coating. You cannot buy this over the counter or online. And the results do not disappoint. This is the most candy, wet coating I've ever used. Look at the depth. Look at the clarity. And on a proper install like this, you're going to get full longevity out of it. And what's really cool with the Infinite packages, what I offer to my clients, come back once a year, I reapply the top coat, warranty it as long as you keep bringing it back to me annually. And this is a great service for the customer. Really takes the guesswork out of worrying about maintaining the paint. And look at that, clean to the very bottom. That's how it should look. Until next time.